Alright guys, so today we're going to talk about getting in control with Holochain. Does Holochain prevent bankrupts? Now, I got this from an article that I'm going to link below in the pinned comments, and it's a really interesting read to see everything that is controlled around us, that is controlled by some centralized power. And with the war happening in Ukraine and Russia, this topic right now is more relevant than ever. And after that, we're also going to take a look at a Holochain price prediction. Well, it's not really a price prediction because what we have to see first is Holochain reclaim its all-time highs before we can actually make an idea or a prediction on where price is going to go. But that is going to be really far off. But without further ado, let's first of all smash that like button and smash that subscribe button. And once you've got that done, let's jump on in. So the first thing I want to talk about is all the things that are controlled. Now, with the war going on right now, I think that's one of the things that our eyes are focused on. Newsprint, TV, media, all of that is controlled by advertisers and executives. And in turn, those advertisers and executives are actually controlled by the board and shareholders. And it's not just the newsprint and TV and media industry, but things like travel, getting on a plane, that is controlled by licenses, borders, airspaces, passports, and etc. And let us not forget about the internet. If you thought that the internet was free, that you have control, you are entirely wrong. Because what really controls the internet is the ISPs. The ISPs, internet service providers, are able to direct you to the website that you want to go. So say you want to go to facebook.com, the ISPs actually help you get to that place. So basically what that means is your ISP at any time, if they don't like you, they can cut you off from the internet and there's nothing you can do about it. And not only that, while we're talking about Facebook, YouTube, there are also platforms ran by algorithms that really dictate what you see. So when you are scrolling on Facebook, scrolling Instagram, you're liking posts, or you're on YouTube, you're watching a big chunk of a video on a certain topic, like let's say crypto or Holochain, then their algorithm is going to serve you more crypto, more Holochain, more of whatever you liked. And not only that, when it comes to Amazon, what they're doing is they're also tracking your buying behaviors, and they're showing you more of that to suck more money out of you. So that in there lies the problem. There is just so much power in our hands with the internet these days, but we are limited by the platforms. We are censored by the platforms, and these platforms can, and they do, tend to manipulate and influence us. They tend to corrupt the news, and with that known, how do we know what is real and what is fake? So at this point, you might be thinking, oh, that is so unfair. They're manipulating us with all these algorithms. They're trying to manipulate our buying behaviors. But what's the most unfair of all is controlled money. I really think that money is the most unfair thing that was created by man. Why? Because all of us, every one of us can produce value, and the produced value that we made are usually exchanged, right? We work, we make money, and then we exchange that for something else. Or before money, there was bartering, right? I'll trade you some grain for that pig. So that's kind of where money comes in, right? It's kind of hard to barter between multiple people, not knowing what multiple people want. So money is that medium of exchange. We need to use money, but the problem is that we can't produce or make money because that is called counterfeiting. But there are entities who can issue and produce money. That is the Fed, that is the government, and they can leverage that power to really make or break, or most of the time break us. A lot of the companies that say that they are peer-to-peer, for example, PayPal, they offer peer-to-peer payments. They're not actually peer-to-peer because on the back end, what they have is they have a lot of third-party services. If the money is going to your bank and your bank is frozen, is that really peer-to-peer? No. If you have a PayPal balance and PayPal can kick you off your account at any time and not allow you into that account, is that really peer-to-peer? Do you have any control? Again, no. So that's where the talk comes in about decentralization and blockchain. And you might think that, all right, blockchain's decentralization, since there was Bitcoin and Ethereum and all these other nodes and miners running in, operating the network, that is decentralized, right? Well, the answer to that is no, it's not really decentralized. It's kind of like a faux pas decentralization. So Holochain really went into the topic of how decentralized are blockchains? Because what we have with blockchains is we have nodes or miners all around the world that are verifying and validating the blockchain. That is what we call global consensus, of having consensus of whether the transactions that were made were actually legit or not. What that means is we have nodes all around the world with the same data that are cross-checking with each other, and they're adding more data to the ledger. Now, if we take a simple look at Bitcoin mining, what that requires right now is millions of dollars of hardware, facilities, energy in order to run a Bitcoin mining operation that is profitable. Who can really afford that other than the rich? So if the rich are the only people that can afford that and they're getting rich off Bitcoin, is this situation really decentralized? And for staking, let's say when we stake, Mom doesn't know how to run a node. Running a node requires technical knowledge. And because I'm a technical person, I bought a node, I ran it. Now I'm earning passive income from staking, and I'm using that passive income to reinvest into getting more nodes. Now I have more nodes compared to someone who doesn't. Is that decentralized? No, it isn't. So again, over time, what we're looking is that for both Bitcoin and for proof of stake protocols, those are really, over time, they're going to become more centralized. Again, they're going to be controlled by the few. All right, so before we go on to the solution, if you're learning anything about the problems we have with centralized control and the problem with controlled money and the problem with blockchains and how they're really not decentralized, then can you please help me push this video out to more people who needs it by smashing a like and subscribe button. If you're learning nothing from it, then it might be better for you to just click off to some other video, maybe like some sort of cat video. But if you are learning something, please help me, do me that favor. I don't ask for money or anything, just a simple like and subscribe will really help me and this channel out. So we learned about the problem so far. We got a fair idea of what companies like Facebook, YouTube, Amazon, what kind of power they have over us. Because if they have our data, then we can't just take that data. It doesn't belong to us. It belongs to Facebook, YouTube. We can't take that data and bring it to another company to serve us better. So what can we do? So here's Holochain's solution. Holochain is a system, and this system can have subsystems with rules attached to them. And these rules can be different. Within the system, you can control and own your own data as compared to what we have now with our data being owned by Amazon, Facebook, YouTube, and etc. Now in Holochain, if Amazon decided to go on to Holochain, then Amazon is a subsystem. It's basically an application. And if they make a new rule and you don't like that rule within this whole Holochain ecosystem, then what you can do is you can take all your data, take it away from Amazon that is within this Holochain ecosystem, and move it to another vendor who supports you, who gives you rules that you like. Let's say eBay is another subsystem in this system, and they have better, more friendly rules for you. So you could take all your data from Amazon and move it to eBay within this whole Holochain ecosystem. So basically, you are free to go wherever you want. You can take your data, take your profile, and move it to whatever applications you want to have access to them, and revoke access from any applications that you don't want access to them. And because of that ability to move, then that means that really only the best applications will stay. Because if an application enforces rules that nobody likes, nobody will use that application and they'll just lose out. And because these applications within the Holochain ecosystem, they don't own your data, that means that you can't get locked into them, like how you are locked in with Facebook and Instagram currently, because they own your data. And that is Holochain by design. They are really freeing up control, taking that control away from centralized power and giving it to the people. So let's quickly do an update of where we are with Holochain. You could see that it's been a while since I did a Holochain video, and this was the zone that we had previously. You could see that since then it has really broken down. It has broken down all the way here. I was really looking for it to hold here at that 0.004, but it did not hold. And you can see right now that we're trading at 0.003, and it looks like it is bad because our next level of support actually is right here at 0.002936, because you saw this big imbalance here. This is what is no good. What we like to see is chop, right? You could see that from here to here, for example, using that example, there is chop. You're consolidating for a number of candles, number of days before we actually blew up. Over here, it took like 2 days for it to blow up and climb all the way up here. So what that means is as quick as it can jump up that high, that means as quick as it can fall back down. And right now, there are no really levels of consolidation, support, and resistance other than this point here at 0.0024, which means that if this is going to continue falling, I'm really looking for it to find support again at this level of not actually 0.0024, but here at 0.0029. So if they lose that, then the next level of support would be here at 0.0024. So I would say that for now, with the war going on, it's really everything is on hold. Again, you have to look at the price of Bitcoin and Ethereum and where that goes. I really think that over the next several weeks and months, we will see Bitcoin climb back up, which will also bring back Holochain up, because Bitcoin is the rising tide that lifts all ships or lifts all other altcoins. So that is what I'm expecting. Now, if you are deep into Holochain, it might be still worth dollar cost averaging, or I would suggest putting in some limit orders here at the 0.0029 and again at the 0.0024, which also has confluence with this Fibonacci that we have here. So you can see that here it dipped all the way back here, but there's so much demand that it climbed all the way back up and closed above here. So there's your update on the Holochain prices. We're not going to talk about where price will go. I think right now, talking about Holochain going to $1, that is ridiculous when it's just on the decline right now. So other than that, you have your price points on where to buy. Again, that is not financial advice. Please do your own research and due diligence before making any risky investments, especially into Holochain right now. So there it is, guys. That's your update on the Holochain price. I really hope you learned something, especially around what around us is controlled by a centralized entity, and what is most controlled is money, because only a select entity, that is the Fed and the government, can produce more of that. If we produce it, we go to jail because that's counterfeiting. But other than that, if you learned something, if you enjoyed this video, can you please help me by smashing the like button, smashing the subscribe button, checking out these other videos on cryptocurrencies and passive income. And remember, guys, continue working, continue building, continue inspiring. See you next time.